Over 70% of millennials and Gen Z are willing to pay higher prices for sustainable food products. Cheese. A food that we never think of as harmful because it's such a unique part of our history and identity, with thousands of variations from all over the world that each tell a unique story. And when I think of cheese, I don't just think of the taste, but the smell, the texture, the way it's presented, the craft of how it was made. But although cheese is great in all these different ways, the actual production of it is extremely unsustainable. So the question is, why aren't people buying sustainable cheeses? Because the only sustainable cheeses on the market today, plant-based vegan cheeses, simply don't work. The dairy components that make up dairy cheese are so unique that they're impossible to replicate with only plant-based options. And that's why the vegan cheeses we see today are either spreads or bad replicas of the hard cheeses. They don't melt well. They don't have the same mouthfeel. They simply don't act or taste like cheese.
Hey everyone, I'm back from my Asia trip and I have some more videos to do on that, but today I want to talk about cheese. The video I just watched, the clip, was from the pitch deck for New Culture, and that was the CEO speaking. And I agree in general with his points, but there's a new company that I want to introduce today. Go check out New Culture. I think they're really cool. They're going to be launching their cheese. They've done a tasting a couple of weeks ago, and they're planning to launch their cheese in Los Angeles either the end of this year or early next year at a pizzeria. So that's going to be super exciting to try. And I'm hoping their cheese is going to be delicious. Much better than the vegan cheese. Today I want to talk a little bit more about a company called Climax Foods, and they are actually making plant-based cheese, but they are using artificial intelligence technology to essentially search for microbes and different characteristics of plants that they can use to actually mimic casein, the protein that is found in cheese, which gives it a lot of the stretch. And so prior to this, my impression was that, okay, vegan cheese mostly sucks unless you're buying the really high-end cashew cheeses, but otherwise we're gonna need this new technology to actually ferment these casein proteins in order to make the cheese. So that's what New Culture is doing. I'm excited for them. This other company, Climax Foods, they are using just plant ingredients to get that protein.
To really revolutionize the food system, you have to create products that are convincing, that are zero compromise. You can tell consumers as much as you want about how important it is to eat more sustainably, but ultimately people love food that tastes good, that nourishes their bodies, and that is affordable. What has been lacking so far are products that are simply better in every way. And this is what we are unlocking with the power of data science. My name is Oliver, and I'm the founder of Climax Foods.
I think it's really interesting because if we're actually able to replicate casein protein just with plant technology, then that opens a whole new world for other plant technology around making plant-based meats and other food products that are identical to animal versions. Climax Foods has an agreement. They have a big investment in by the Bell Group. They're the French company that makes like Boursin cheese and Baby Bell cheese, and they're going to be working together to change a lot of their cheeses over to be these plant-based cheeses. And if you've tried the Baby Bell plant-based version today, maybe you like it. For me, I think it tastes a bit like a really waxy butter. Does not taste like cheese. I don't think it's delicious. So I'm really hopeful that both these companies, whether they're the New Culture precision fermentation technology cheese or the Formo that we've seen from Berlin, those would be using the same technologies, or if they are this Climax AI searched ingredients cheese, I'm hoping both of them are going to be really good. So we'll see within the next 12 months, hopefully, as they get onto market. But yeah, let's hear a bit more about Climax Foods.
The problem with animals in the food system is that they haven't evolved to make food for other animals. If we could use the plants directly, we could build a food system that is safer for the planet and our health, while also being more affordable. We've invented a revolutionary new way of innovating food that we call deep plant intelligence. We use computer algorithms to unlock the full potential of nature. The plant kingdom is massive, with over 300,000 known edible plants and millions of building blocks that can be combined in countless ways. To tackle this enormous challenge, we use cutting-edge instruments in our labs to understand on a microscopic level what makes animal products so craveable. We then use these same instruments to screen plant ingredients and explore ways to combine them, building extensive databases on plant ingredient functionalities. Our AI algorithms learn from these databases and often find hidden trends we couldn't imagine. We believe that a convincing product has to be as good or better in taste and more affordable than the original. So our algorithms told us to look in corners of the plant kingdom that humans couldn't think of. So to really showcase the power of our data science platform, we decided to launch with 4 artisanal aged cheeses first, which are Blue, Camembert, Chèvre, and Feta. Casein is the most important building block in milk, in that it creates the mouthfeel, flavor, melt and stretch of dairy products. So far, even though many companies have tried, nobody has found an analog in plants that behaves the same. The result is the first protein source from plants that melts and stretches just like the animal version and is an extremely scalable, non-allergenic protein source that is available today. What is Climax Foods? Climax Foods is a smarter, simpler way to create the products we love most, and we call it the future of tradition. What we mean by that is that it is part of the human DNA, part of human nature, to continuously innovate and strive to make foods that are better, tastier, more nutritious, simpler, easier to produce, and therefore cheaper. So we're just continuing this tradition. And this is something to be really excited about because, we can have it all. We can have the sophistication, we can have the deliciousness, we can have the health aspects and the reduced environmental footprint.
I have also put both of the companies on my tasting map, links in the description, so you can check out the restaurants where they should be featured. There's just so much coming in the food industry in the next few years. I'm Chris, this is Space Foods, and we'll see you in the next video.